Okay, so listen, you are this week are the cherry on top of the Ellie Mistal. It's not just a power hour, it's been a power 2 hours, but maybe you could explain our text relationship. I don't do it just to trigger you. I do it because I miss you, because it is a long, long way to Friday some weeks. And Ellie did the same thing that I texted you. He said, This Week in White People, about the January 6th defendant that got to go to a football game, because there was a football game, so he got to go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to try that if I get arrested.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lacrosse game I just can't miss, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, homecoming. I got my homecoming dress ready.
Ellie was completely right. That white justice seems to be sort of a sort of an opinion party game kind of thing. Like, do you feel like it this week, Steve Bannon? Why don't we wait till you're more ready?
Right.
2 more days.
Right. This
people hear a rumor of a black person thinking about doing something, and they send out SWAT.
Yeah. Well, that's why he was saying, and Glenn Kirshner, others have said, they've got to use everything. They've got to use inherent contempt in marshals and the Justice Department, because Ellie was explaining, like other people have, it is infuriatingly slow. We vote on Tuesday and then it goes to but then it's a trial. It's not like it just happens. It's a trial. He can drag that out, yada, yada, in terms of criminal contempt, right?
Well, if they let him, because I have noticed that these people, when it's something they want to get done, can get it done very quickly. So the reality is they want to drag things out, because, and I think Ellie is right. It's like, if we're sitting out here telling black people again and again to vote to save white people, you have to let us. Like, you have to, you can't, that's why, when they say you can't really swim, if you're not a good swimmer, don't try to rescue someone, because they'll drag you down too. Right. Like, he's absolutely right. We shouldn't be allowing it, and we should be screaming at them. And I know we are. All of your listeners, the Steph heads, are on it, calling 202-224-3121. Mm-hmm. Prosecute these people. Move the ball. Put them in jail, because that'll move things along.
Yeah.
You know what? All we hear all day long, we heard for a year solid in 2019 was lock them up, lock her up, lock her up. It was their war cry.
Yeah.
It still is.
Yeah.
And it still is.
Now, I was going to trigger you by text last night, but I knew I'd see you today, so I did not. But Ellie and I were obviously talking, too, about, and I don't know, Travis, where this came from, whether Merrick Garland is on record saying it, but about being afraid putting insurrectionists in jail for too long because it might radicalize them further. And I'm like, tell me when you've heard that about a Black Lives Matter protester or any black person, frankly.
Right. We don't want to make white people too mad. That's what that statement is.
I've been telling y'all, and I've turned into the I told you so person, and I'm sorry, but I've been telling y'all since when Merrick Garland was put up by Obama that Merrick Garland was never a good candidate for the Supreme Court. Yeah. Merrick Garland was actually Mitch McConnell's pick. Mitch McConnell said we would absolutely, confirm Merrick Garland, and that's why Obama picked him, because he seemed like this compromise candidate. He is not the powerhouse of justice or liberalism that has been hoisted upon him. We've got to stop deifying people because one day they do their job right.
What we're suffering from, Angela, is in comparison to Bill Barr, but that should not be the comparison. The worst attorney general we've ever had, the biggest toady for a complete corrupt criminal himself.
No, if I go to the IRS today being the extension deadline, and I say, look, I'm modeling my tax accounting after Donald Trump, they're not going to go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's how you're modeling? Okay, well, then that makes sense. Like, that's just it's ridiculous. That's not the standard. Yeah.
Chris, who is America's early warning system?
Black ladies.
Thank you. I just, Ellie and I talked about it too, that it just, Joy Reid, at Maxine Waters, I just feel like a lot of people don't get the urgency of this moment and the sort of, and that's why I only want to hear from black ladies this morning. Thank you. Stacey Pleskat, who, anyway.
Oh my God.
That is a sidebar. My point is she did a great job as an impeachment manager. And if she's going to be hopeful, I will have a sliver of hope. But here she is.
Well, I think this is great developments. I think it's showing that this committee is serious about utilizing the powers that Congress has to get to the bottom of what happened on January 6th, and to ensure that it doesn't happen again, whether that is through depositions, through hearings, through subpoenas, sifting through the millions of pieces of evidence that are available, whether that's from social media, the Justice Department, or the White House itself.
So, I mean, it is a good sign that the White House has obviously now more than once said no executive privilege. Like one more, Representative Plaskett.
I think what he's trying to do is to delay, and he's trying to show that he's being loyal to Donald Trump. That's about all, because there's absolutely no legal basis for him being able to exert an executive privilege. We've seen that President Biden is the individual who is able to exert executive privilege, and he has stated that he will fully comply with the Select Committee.
Yes. Okay. But they don't even need to bring up that Steve Bannon didn't work there. There is no executive privilege because Trump is not the executive anymore. It belongs to the office, right? So it shouldn't even matter for any.
They arrest Black people without evidence or cause all day long, all day strong. I don't understand why suddenly we need to hear his argument before he's in court. Let him make that argument when he is forced to show up.
Right.
That's right.
Like, why does he get to pre-argue and they listen to it? Like, pick his butt up, and then he can make the argument in front of you with a marshal holding him.
There you go. Yep. One more. Plaskett.
Additionally, as you stated, of course, Nicole, he was not even employed by the former president at the time of the January 6th awards planning. So whatever conversation he had could not have been as an employee or part of the executive branch. He's reaching for straws.
Oh, God, that's all I want for Christmas now is that the U.S. Marshals grab 75 of his or 76 of his shirts and throw him, right? Because it is just excruciatingly long, this process.
I think you also want Stacey Plaskett for Christmas, too.
Yeah, well, go ahead. I'm sorry, Francis, what?
No, we have to go and grab up this man. Okay, because we're in a situation where no one is utilizing their power anywhere, and we are in the majority. It is a slim majority, but we have a majority. So use our power.
Yeah. Yes. While we have it, and time is growing short, right? I mean, it's that's what I mean about the urgency. God bless our friend Joy Reid. I feel like she.
When they get back into the majority, the Republicans.
Thank you.
First thing they do.
If you have not heard of the Sexy Liberal Podcasting Network, your podcasting superstation, you suck. I mean, we have the smartest, funniest liberals in the country. Stephanie Miller's Happy Hour. We have John Fugelsang. We have Hal Sparks, Frangela, Final Word and Idiot of the Week. We have Bob Seska. Oh my God. We have Jody Hamilton from The Bunker. We have Start Me Up with Kimberly Johnson. We have Unprecedented. We have the smartest, funniest podcast, period. Get it now. SexyLiberal.com.